Welcome back to economics. We are starting with Roman numeral 3, money and the economy. Now, for you economics students out there, I'm dividing up this last Roman numeral into 2-day lessons. I probably could have gotten it into one video, but I'm going to spread it out some, which means both videos will be a little bit on the shorter side, I'm hoping. But I figured that it's better to do it that way rather than trying to stretch it right at the very end. So just understand that what could have probably been done in one video will be done in 2 videos. Also, the plan is that I will be assigning you guys your test for this week. I know traditionally I've given a 1 day for review and then 1 day to take the test. And you've appreciated that, I'm sure. But since it's open notes, open book anyways, do you really need that extra day? The reason I want to get you your test this week is so that you can turn it in and be able to have it graded and back for you guys for when you have to take your exams. By the way, I'm planning on this being the last chapter for this semester for your entire senior year. So we're at Roman numeral 3, money and the economy. I'm on page 222. I'll read the first paragraph to you. Now we come to the ultimate question in this chapter's discussion. What difference does it make if the Fed increases or decreases the quantity of money in circulation? To answer that question correctly, you need to understand the economic effects of monetary policy changes and the effects of the money supply on prices and interest rates. Conversations about monetary policy and its effects can develop into lively discussions with proponents on both sides of the issue holding strong opinions. Individuals, whether consumers, producers, economists, or politicians, form opinions based on how they perceive the ability of monetary policy to affect their jobs and their savings and the prices they pay. Because Christians have an obligation to love their neighbors as themselves, it is important that they understand monetary policy and its ramifications and be able to apply scriptures to their positions. So let's talk about monetary policy. Definition of monetary policy is it is the increasing or decreasing of the money supply to influence the economy. The Fed examines economic data at a regular basis to determine whether there are any potential problems in the economy, and if there is, they adjust and use the tools that we mentioned last section to adjust the money supply accordingly. The purpose of the monetary policy is it's intended to help stabilize prices. It's intended to help stabilize prices. You can have a tight monetary policy. Definition of a tight monetary policy is using one or more of the policy tools to reduce the money supply. What does a tight monetary policy end up doing? It helps curb inflation. That means limit inflation. But it increases the risk of slower economic growth and higher unemployment. So again, you see the benefit and the drawback. It helps to limit inflation, which is a good thing, but it might increase the risk of slower economic growth and higher unemployment, which of course, bad things. The other option is you can have a loose monetary policy. Definition of a loose monetary policy is, again, using one or more of the policy tools to increase the money supply. The results of a loose monetary policy, it encourages economic growth and helps fend off a recession. Both things we would say are good. But the bad thing, it makes inflation more likely. So these two policies are mirrored images of each other. If we're concerned about inflation, we'll have a tight monetary supply. If we're worried about going into a recession, we'll have a loose monetary supply. Make sense? I hope so. So, how does changing the supply of money affect the economy? Well, let's answer that question this way. The supply of money and prices. The first means whereby changes in the supply of money affects the economy is through prices. So prices is the first answer to that question. As a nation produces more goods and services, the supply of money must increase to the same extent so that the quantity of dollars will purchase the same quantity of goods. This is worth noting. If the supply of money grows more quickly than the growth in production of goods and services, it will require more dollars to buy any given good, thus creating a general rise in prices. This is called inflation. Another thing worth noting, if the supply of money grows more slowly than the growth in the production of goods and services, prices will generally decline, and because there will not be enough dollars in circulation to purchase all the goods produced, a recession may ensue. So the supply of money, so prices can have a dramatic effect on the economy. If prices go up too much, it's called an inflation. If prices go down too much, a recession may ensue. Believe it or not, that is all that we're going to cover for today. I promised it would be a shorter video. Hope you all have a good rest of the day. Be good, do good. Bye.